Russia has no permanent MiG-31 Foxhound units close to Ukraine's borders. And it makes sense because it was difficult to imagine a situation in which an airplane with such a specific job as long-range interception would be required in this theater until recently. Things have changed dramatically since then, and the MiG-31 is now playing an important, if not well-known, role in Ukraine's conflict. Some of these jets are currently being dispatched to 2 bases near Ukraine to join the fighting there. They play an important role from here because they can attack threats in the air from a long distance away. The multi-role fighter Su-35S flanker has now joined them in this role. The original MiG-31, known as the Foxhound A by NATO, was developed during the Cold War to protect strategic targets in the Soviet Union from cruise missile attacks by bombers and submarines. Because the shortest route from the likely enemy, the United States, passes through vast areas in northern Russia with few airfields, the MiG-31 needed to have a long range. This meant it was a large plane with a maximum weight of 46 tons. Because of the missile threat, the planes had to have a top speed of Mach 2.8. The MiG-31 was the world's first fighter to use a passive electronically scanned array RP-31 Zaslon radar, allowing it to fight multiple high-flying and very low-flying targets at the same time. The MiG-31 was equipped with the heavyweight Vympel R-33 air-to-air missile with a range of 68 miles and the R-33's version with a nuclear warhead. There are 2 sets of these missiles under the fuselage. With the exception of a few interceptors in the regiment based at Yelizovo on the Kamchatka Peninsula, the remaining interceptors were upgraded to MiG-31BM standard beginning in 2008. The Zaslon M radar on the MiG-31BM can detect a fighter-sized target up to 149 miles away, which is twice as far as the original Zaslon. The MiG-31BM now has 4 heavy R-37M air-to-air missiles with a range of 124 miles. The upgraded jet can also carry 4 R-77 to 1 or R-73 medium-range missiles. These missiles have taken the place of the obsolete R-40s and R-60Ms. In 2011, a MiG-31 launched the first Vympel R-37M, also known as the AA-13 Axe-Head air-to-air missile. Soon after, the Tactical Missiles Corporation factory in Korolyov began mass production. These missiles were delivered to the Central Military District's 712th Fighter Aviation Regiment in Kansk in early 2018. The R-37M missile weighs 1,124 pounds and is roughly the same size as the R-33. It can, however, travel nearly twice as far as the R-33 due to its dual-pulse, solid propellant rocket motor and optimized flight profile. It travels to the target along a curved path controlled by an inertial navigation system with mid-course radio correction. It employs a dual X and Q-band active radar seeker for its final phase attack. The Russian Aerospace Forces, which are part of the Russian Navy, use between 110 and 120 MiG-31 interceptors. Kotelovo's 790th Fighter Aviation Regiment is in charge of protecting Moscow. The Northern Fleet's strategic base at Murmansk is guarded by the 98th Independent Composite Aviation Regiment in Monchegorsk. Central Russia is guarded by the 712th IAP in Kansk and the 764th IAP in Bolshoy Savino. Long-range aviation employs the MiG-31 Kinzhal strategic strike aircraft for purposes other than intercepting enemy planes. These planes' hypersonic ballistic missiles are said to have been used against Ukrainian targets in March and April strikes, according to Moscow. Russia has not stated that Kinzhal was used again since then. The most difficult part of destroying air targets from great distances for interceptor Foxhounds is correctly identifying them and then telling the missile where they are. It's difficult to tell which planes on the radar screen are friendly, and which are dangerous from a distance of 120 miles or more. This is especially true if the situation is rapidly changing and the missile takes several minutes to reach its target. MiG-31s flying over northern Russia, the Arctic, Siberia, or the Pacific face a straightforward wartime tactical environment. Everything in the air ahead is an enemy. The situation in Ukraine is equally clear to the Russians. Anything that flies deep inside Ukraine is a Ukrainian military plane. Russian planes don't fly that far west, and no civilian air traffic has flown over Ukraine since February. MiG-31BMs armed with R-37M missiles now threaten a large portion of southeastern Ukraine. Russia recently stationed 4 MiG-31BM interceptors at the Belbek Air Base in occupied Crimea. Fighters from the Kotylovo and Kansk regiments have been replaced, but fighters from other units may also have been involved. The Russian Ministry of Defense has stated numerous times that MiG-31 shot down Ukrainian planes. On July 7, 2022, a MiG-31BM shot down a Ukrainian Su-25 Foxbat ground attack plane over the Mykolaiv region. On October 27, 2022, a video from Russia's Ministry of Defense-affiliated Zvezda TV showed a pilot named Alexander standing in front of a MiG-31BM and claiming to have used a long-range missile to shoot down a Ukrainian Su-24 Fencer strike aircraft. On November 1, Zvezda TV aired another Belbek video. In it, a different pilot named Alexander described shooting down a Ukrainian plane with a long-range missile, but he didn't specify which type of missile he used. This time, a Su-35S fighter with 2 R-37M missiles mounted between the engines, 2 R-77-1 missiles under the air intakes, 2 R-73 missiles under the wing, and 1 31PM anti-radiation missile under the wing was in the background. According to a recent report from the Royal United Services Institute, a pair of MiG-31BM and Su-35S fighters are typically sent to each of the operational area's 8 assigned zones. However, due to the lack of aerial refueling tankers in the area, these jets can only conduct combat air patrols for about 2 hours. If only daylight hours are considered, this means that these jets must take off 96 times per day. That's all for now, guys. Make sure to subscribe to get notified of the new and interesting content that we continue to post. See you in the following video.